Tomorrow I start work and I'm a little anxious about it, mainly because I feel like it just showed up so quickly and I don't feel like I was really preparing myself to come back tomorrow. So today is going to be all about getting things in order. It's going to be a very rainy, kind of cozy day at home. I've already started picking up the office from creating all of the sessions that I did yesterday because it was a bit of a mess. And now I just need to go through some items that's really going to help me kind of focus myself, feel more prepared, so that way when I go into my session first thing tomorrow morning, I feel like I know what I'm talking about and I feel like I'm ready to start the week. So here's a couple of things that we have. One, we're going to do some like basic tidying of the house because I just need things to feel good. I am very much the personality type that in order for my brain to be able to focus on the tasks that I have to do, then I just need everything to be tidy. And currently there's things in the hallway. I feel like the bedroom needs to get cleaned up. Downstairs it needs to get tidied. So the boys are going to have a list of to-dos that they are going to be working on throughout the day to help kind of make this house more manageable. It's so interesting how quick the house gets really dirty with 4 people. But it does. So that is going to be one thing that's on my list. The second thing that's on my list is to sit down and go through my emails and my calendar. So over the summer, I did check my emails. However, I wasn't processing emails. So I have so many emails that I need to go through. I have to respond to certain ones. And so that is going to be a number one thing. I need to get that to inbox 0. The other thing I have to do was the calendar part. And the calendar part is really to just wrap my brain around what in the world do I have coming on in the month of August. So we have some really big things that are happening as far as like in-service sessions. I have a couple of trainings that I'm going to be doing, actually more than a few. I have a few trainings that I'm going to be doing for the beginning of the school year. So I need to make sure that I have my brain wrapped around like what's happening for that, and also sending out email reminders for certain upcoming meetings that I have with administrators or so on and so forth. So that's going to be the other thing. The next thing is just going to be finalizing all of the items that I have for tomorrow morning. So that means getting the slide deck with all my notes onto my iPad, making sure the session materials are ready to go, get my iPad charged, my laptop charged, get all the things charged, and just make sure my kits are ready to go for that. Other than that, I think I have clothes for tomorrow. I should probably double check that, but I haven't been wearing a lot of dress clothes, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. But I should go through and just double check my clothing. I'm gonna end up taking a shower tonight to wash my hair. So I'm on like day like 3, 4, something like that, of washing my hair. So today is gonna be a clip day, and tonight I'm gonna wash it so that way in the morning I don't really have to worry about hair. I can just focus on getting all the other things ready in the morning. Okay, so that is my game plan for this Sunday. Game plan. My dad would always ask us, what's the game plan on Sundays? So it just reminds me of him. So I'm gonna do that. I've already ordered my mom's birthday present because it's her birthday coming up, and my brother, my sister, and myself have purchased her something. So that's gonna get shipped to her, which is great. So I'm feeling a little bit better as I move forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a seat. I'm going to just kind of brain dump a few things and just spend some time thinking of like what are the pieces that I need in order to feel more comfortable going back into work. It's so weird because, and I know I feel like I'm rambling, but it's so weird being the position that I'm in right now, because normally as a classroom teacher, you're in your classroom, right? Like you kind of ease yourself back in. Like I would go in like one day for like an hour or 2 hours, and I would like move certain things, and like progressively you would like continuously add hours until you felt like you were basically working full time, right? For me, I don't feel like I have that because it's like I don't have the lead up to it, right? I'm not doing things that's leading me up to beginning as a first day, like as a teacher for the first day. Here, it's like, boom, we're working, we're doing stuff. So I feel like I just need something to kind of ground me in the sense of making me feel comfortable, and not as like anxious, nervous about the changes that we have coming up this year. I should feel really good because I already have a year under my belt as a staff developer, but I need, with math coming on this year and just some of the things that I feel like I haven't really finished that I wanted to be able to get accomplished as far as trainings go this summer, I just need to like focus my brain. So that's going to be my goal right now. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to take a seat and I'm going to create my to-do list. Okay, here we go. My eyes are burning from looking at my computer screen for so long. I have finally gone through and processed my emails. I will be honest, I still have 11 emails sitting in my inbox. 11, just 11. That's so much better than like over the 100 that I had sitting in my inbox. So the 11 emails that I'm waiting for are either because I have responded to certain people or am asking questions regarding certain things that have to be processed with those emails. So they're just kind of sitting there and hopefully I'll get some responses back. That way I know what I'm going to end up doing with it. I also went through and started looking at my calendar, which is not as bad as I was making it out to be in my brain. So this week, the only thing that I have coming up is tomorrow I have the training, which is a 2-hour training. The drive is pretty far, so I'm going to have to get up pretty early in the morning, but it's that 2-hour training for brand new teachers. And then on Thursday, I have a full day training with 4 different sessions that I'm doing for a para educator conference that we're doing online. Other than that, I'm pretty wide open. I have 2 days, so Tuesday and Wednesday, that I have pretty much saved to just finalize all of my slide decks to make sure that those are ready to go for Thursday's training. And then the next week, it starts to get kind of funky and busy. I do have a day where it's like an in-service training day that we have. And with that, there's just a lot kind of happening with it. And my brain just can't even think about that training at the moment. So I'm going to focus on just getting these other 2 done for this week. And then I will focus on that. It's like an advanced structured literacy training that I have to give all day long. So I'm going to just focus on that another time. The other thing that we have are just going to be like meetings coming up. Yeah, so meetings, and then I'm just going to be prepping for a math training after that. So essentially I have about 4 trainings, 5 if I include one that happens at the very end of the month, which isn't terrible. So I feel like I have some like open days. I'm trying my hardest to like go back and remember, and I could just go back to my calendar to remember what the beginning of the year last year was like, but I also had like a brand new orientation type things. I was still trying to learn a lot. I think I was going through and becoming a trainer for ECRI, and so that was very time consuming. So I feel like I'm a little bit better this year than what I have been in the past, and I have some open space in my calendar to commit to like learning and growing in that math component area. So I have that done. I feel like I can go ahead and check that off of my list. There's a few days that I feel like I have to add and respond to people, but again, I can't do anything until I get an email back. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I've checked my calendar. I have gone through my emails. It's not an inbox 0, but it's pretty darn good. The other thing that I needed to do was look at redoing my days worked calendar. So I'm going to kind of turn you around so you can see what it looks like on my screen. I don't think there's anything that I can't show you. I don't know. Let me check real quick and I'll come right back to you. Okay, so I've looked on here. I don't think there's anything that I can't show you. Essentially, what we had at the very beginning of the year last year is that we were given this work days calendar, and I don't think they're actually going to give us one anymore. So I went on ahead and I just duplicated the one from last year. And now what I need to do is go through and make some changes. So as I'm sitting here and doing some of these things, I'm going to talk you through just the reasons behind the workdays calendar. So the way that I am paid through how many days that I work, but they're very strict with the number of hours that I also work. So I am contracted to work 188 days. However, I start at the beginning of August essentially. Like if you think about it, tomorrow is August the 5th. And so that means I'm starting work on August the 5th, and our like days off are not always the same as the teachers' like district days off. So I work certain days and maybe some schools are off. It just kind of varies. And the reason for that is because if certain school districts are not off and they need professional development, like who gives the professional development? We do typically. So that's the reason why we have this workdays calendar, is because if I start to add up all the days, it's way more than 188 days. And so what they give us is kind of like flex time. And these are just kind of random days off that we get to take. It's a very, very, very wonderful perk for the job that I am in. So with those flex days, I get to kind of use them wherever I am able to use them. Now, obviously, like PDs, like deliveries, that type of thing, always take precedent over what I want to take like as a flex day or a day off. So what this day's work calendar does is it allows me to be able to keep track of how many days I'm worked. I really, really loved this. Now you can see like I had these like green, and that was because I had like checked off that I had actually worked those days. But what I need to do is I have to change around some of the formatting, because this formatting is not correct with what this school year is. So I'm going to pull up on my phone, just because of the way that I'm recording this. I'm going to pull it up on my phone and look at what the monthly calendar looks like. Okay, so the 3rd and the 4th are actually going to be weekends. So I'm going to just copy that little black cell, which doesn't have anything in it. And then I'm going to copy this like down arrow cell and then move these over. And then hopefully that actually like works. So if I do it, yep, it does. Yes, that's awesome. Okay, so I can change these. The next weekend is the 10th and the 11th. So again, I'm just gonna copy and paste. I'm gonna take this and maybe I can just drag. No, it's not letting me drag it. But if I did this, okay. Then I have the 17th and the 18th are going to be days. So I'm going to show you generally what this would look like. So we're just kind of off by 2 days, which is not, so then it should be the 24th and the 25th for August. So pasting, and then I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to add those two in there. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like. So because tomorrow is the 5th of August, I'm gonna mark down that I work. Now they have like this big, huge key down here that tells me like, how do I log things so that I know if it goes towards my 188 days or not. So I am gonna be working, so I'm gonna give myself an X. I'm also gonna be working the rest of the week. Like that is just what I'm doing. So I can go ahead and start marking X's for all of these. So I know all of these dates I will be adding my work in, and then seeing, and I would cross-reference this with my calendar as well. I could also like opt in to take certain days off. I am pretty full for this month just because of some of the trainings that we have going on. So I'm going to go ahead and just mark myself as working, which the 30th is a Friday. And then this one needs to become black. So now you can kind of see here, it starts to total up how many days that is. So I've now put down that I'm working a total of 20 days. And what I could do is I can start to kind of jot down like, oh, what are some of the days that I might potentially want to have off? So here are some examples. And like Ian's birthday is on a Sunday this year, so I'm not going to have anything off for that. I always look at Blaine's birthday. So Blaine's birthday is on January the 10th, and that is a Friday. So I am going to request off for that. And so in order to take a flex day that I have, I would just put NS for no school. So I just go in the 10th for January. Where's January 10th? Right here. So I would just add NS and it wouldn't count towards my worked days, but I can kind of see and get an idea of like, okay, which days am I working? Which days am I not? How many stretch days or like flex days do I need to try to like put in so that I can get to that 188 days by the end of the year? So what I need to do is I just have to go through and change all of the formatting, change the weekends, all that good stuff. That way I can start to add in some of my flex days. And the way that I also do this is I will start to look at my boys' calendar. So if they have certain days off, I will also try and make sure that I have those days off as well. That way I can be home with them, which is kind of nice. And I'll be honest, living in an area where the districts are so tiny and the districts don't necessarily do what the other districts do, like as far as days off, it is really nice that when they have like those professional like teacher days, if I'm able to take it off and be with the kids, I absolutely do. And it's great. I love this perk of my job. So I just need to go through, and as painful as this is just reformat everything, which will take me a little bit, but I can go through and add all of those dates in. Well, not all of them, but as I start to work them, like tomorrow I know I'm working, I will change the colors to green. That way I can keep track of how many days I work, because I also have to submit the hours that I work as well. So if I work in a certain number of hours, I have to submit that because they have to then submit it to the state, because that is who I get paid through. So I like this because I can also say that if I worked this many days, I multiply those days by 7, and that is how many hours I should have, and that should also match up with where I log my hours on a daily basis. I really hope that this is making sense. When I first encountered this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so confusing. Like, how in the world am I ever going to do this? I never had to worry about it because it was like you get paid and then that's really it. And of course, teachers always put in way more hours than necessary. But this is a whole different ball game. It's a whole new world. And I still probably put in more hours than I should be working, but I don't log those hours as a part of my contract piece. But okay, I'm gonna cut this off. Hopefully you've enjoyed kind of looking at how this is all crafted. And I'm gonna switch around the calendar and make it ready for this upcoming school year. You know, buddy, you have a bed. You're laying your head on it. You could put your whole body on it if you'd like. Anybody else's dog does this? There's his bed. You just like pillows. You just want to live on a pillow. Yeah. Sleepyhead. I am definitely starting to cross things off of this list. So here's what I have so far that's done. I've already gone through my emails, I've checked my calendar, I removed my away message, which was already scheduled to come off, so I just wanted to make sure that it was off because I always get paranoid that I'm gonna be one of those people that I'm actually on work hours and I have an away message still going. And so I've also gone through and made my calendar for my days worked. And I've already checked off for this month. I added a couple of flexi days for the month of September, because if I don't start putting those things in my calendar, it's going to get very, very booked up very fast. So I went on ahead and scheduled those in. I also was able to find some index cards. I have some colored index cards for the session that I have tomorrow. And so we use the index cards to be able to sort everyone. Originally, I was planning on trying to do just like a deck of cards. However, there are 65 participants, so that's not going to be enough. And I only have a deck's worth, and I don't want to combine 2 decks. So I decided just to do the colored index cards. So I have 5 different colors. I went on ahead and I grouped them together so it makes 13 different piles. I have how many groups. I can't remember how many groups of each color of 4, but one of those groups of 4 is going to have a 5. So I just wrote myself a sticky note of what my groups are going to look like, so that way I can make sure to note that when I am getting people to start to sort themselves out. And now all I need to do is really just kind of go and make some notes, because I'm going to be talking a lot about the Code 22 for the Department of Education, along with Act 55 and also Chapter 49, and what all those kind of mean, even though as a brand new teacher, I feel like I'm not even going to care about that. Like, these people are not going to remember any of it. Basically, I'm going to tell them, here's why I'm here, and it's because the state is requiring us to be here to provide these types of trainings to you. So that is the premise of what I'm going to be saying. But I just want to brush myself up on what do all of those mean, because I don't know. Should I care? I don't know. I'm not sure. So I'm going to do that. And then I am also going to finalize and just make sure that all of my cards and stuff are ready to go for tomorrow, like my session materials. Other than that, it's just time to now like clean and get things organized so that I have everything feeling nice and fresh for me starting work on Monday, even though everybody else is still going to be at home. Like, but when mom's not home, not a lot gets done. Just saying it. Okay, I am going to go ahead and stop this here because I have 7 minutes on this SD card because I have done a very bad job of formatting my SD card. So I'm going to pull this footage off and I'm going to make sure that it's all ready for me to be able to edit some of this. And we're going to cook and we're going to clean together and we're going to feel ready for the beginning of the week. Okay, that's what we're doing. Go us. I am a sweaty mess because we have been hustling as a family and cleaning this house, and it feels so nice and clean and organized. I mean, there are still spots that are just a hot mess. The basement is just always one of them that I have to get to at some point, but everything else is feeling pretty darn good. So one of the things that I'm really bummed about is that I have this water bottle that I purchased towards the end of last year of work. And when I was in South Carolina, which was at the kind of the end of July, I was so thirsty while presenting and I did not have water and I could not find a water fountain where I was. I don't remember what was going on. I think there was not a lot of time in between and so I needed something to drink. The only thing that I had to drink was Body Armor. And so I put Body Armor in this thing and it was stinky. This part's not stinky anymore. However, the lid with the straw is still the stinky part. So we've been running that thing through the washer. We're gonna put it through one more time and it is what it is. I'm just gonna have to take it tomorrow because I'm gonna need my water first thing in the morning for that session. So we've been cleaning, getting things organized and ready for tomorrow. I still have to make dinner, which we're gonna end up doing breakfast tacos. So because I made fresh beans, I think it was yesterday I made fresh beans. And then I'm gonna do some Pakistani potatoes, which sounds like a weird combination. And then I'm gonna do some eggs and we're just gonna put it into a burrito. Sounds delicious. That's what we're gonna do for dinner. Now, the only things that I really have on my list are gonna be to take a shower. I'm gonna wash my hair tonight. And then I'm going to just make sure everything's charged and ready for tomorrow. I've already checked everything else off of the list today, so that feels really great. But yeah, that is where we're at. Wish me luck tomorrow. By the time you're already watching this, it's already gonna be over. But it's gonna be a great first day back. It's a 2-hour session. I can absolutely handle a 2-hour session with somebody that I have never presented with before. So it's gonna be exciting to present with her. I am gonna go ahead and end the video here. Walter is very excited because I put on the water hose not that long ago. So he is just huffing and puffing. Plus he has his ball out, which he's always excited about that thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here so that I can go ahead and make dinner and just kind of relax and just kind of decompress with my sweaty mess that I am right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you are enjoying this. We're going to be coming this week with a lot more educational pieces. I feel like I've been away from it today, and maybe there was a couple of days already in Vlogust that I felt like wasn't very educationally. But if you have any recommendations or want to see anything, let me know. I have some first like beginning of the year activities that go along with a read aloud that's going to be coming up this week. Sharing like how to build a classroom community and setting up your classroom rules is also going to be coming this week. So lots of really good nuggets of information. So make sure that you are hitting that notification bell, subscribing to the channel if you are really interested in diving deep into literacy content and understanding how to make it rigorous, authentic, and just simple, because we don't like things that are complicated over here in Bridging Literacy. Like, we got to just simplify the process because there's no need to make it a hootenanny every single time. I love engagement, don't get me wrong, but I build lots more with conversations and getting kids excited about the content through collaborative experiences. And so that's what we focus on here. So yeah, let me know if you have any recommendations. Hope you're enjoying it. What's your favorite day so far that you've been watching? Let me know that in the comments as well. If you have a question, throw that in there. I'll be happy to answer those. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.